one of the rare creative arts that's also kind of a spectator sport. And Jay talked to us about his services being in sort of extra high demand this last year or two as we have more and more outdoor events that might have ordinarily been indoors. The idea of making these beautiful pieces of work that are nonetheless super transitory. Will had the opportunity to join him at an event a few months ago before it was fully winter and watch him, make a sculpture that very quickly melted away. But he's very mellow and philosophical about it.
I love that point about how it is. It's a spectator sport, and then once it's created, it's gone. It's like doing sculpture on the sand of the beach between the tides.
A very Zen guy, Jay.
Let's talk about an interesting musician. He's from the Ballroom Thieves, which is a pretty well-known band in Maine. His name is Devin Mauk, and he has got a sideline that I found really quite fascinating.
Yeah, so Mauk left the band this last year in order to pursue pyrography. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically shorthand for any kind of drawing with fire. And so he uses these electric pens to create these really pretty brilliant designs on mostly wood, a little bit of leather. Some of the objects are just sort of fine art. Some of them are practical. They're, beer flight trays or coasters, jewelry boxes. But he's got a neat style. It's a little bit of a combination of like etchings you might have seen in the old timey woodsman combined with like tattoo art, combined with nature art. The Wild Electric is the name of his outfit, and it doesn't really look like anything I'd seen before.
This issue has an annual feature, which I imagine is one of the most popular that you have every year, and that is your reader photo contest. Let's start with the image on the cover taken by one of your readers. I looked at this image, and when I saw it for the first time, I literally went, wow.
I'm so delighted to hear that, and I imagine I'm turning in my pages here. So would be Carrie Daly of Scarborough, who, is one of, I think we were at something like 1,000 submissions this year. It's always in that neighborhood. And it's people who read the magazine or visit the website or, engage with us somehow that want to share their work. Wildlife is one category, and this is obviously this snowy egret that was taken to the Scarborough Marsh, a really terrific example of that.
You've got a lot of photos in here. We're just going to give our viewers just a quick sample. One of the other winners in the lifestyle category, beautiful winter shot from atop Katahdin.
The lifestyle category is fun because it can cover kind of a broad range. It's a little bit of a potpourri, but we get a lot of people who are out doing active things in Maine. Sometimes it's as pedestrian as taking a walk on a local trail. Sometimes it's someone who is walking across the knife edge of Katahdin in the middle of winter. And John Campbell of Herman captured this shot of a hiker and a guide, I guess, going across, and it just gives you an idea of the extremity of that landscape at that time of year.
And one more image. This is a winner from the landscape category. Beautiful shot taken from or near Cousins Island in Yarmouth at daybreak. Classic Maine nature photography. We
get more submissions in the landscape category than any other, as you will not be surprised to hear. And although this one has a bit of wildlife because it's this beautiful silhouette of a blue heron, taken by Karen Kirkjian, you get a sense of the color of the sky, and the landscape is really almost just a silhouette, and yet somehow it captures the magic of having been there.
And let's end with a lengthy profile that you wrote. It's a piece on Eric Hopkins, who is one of Maine's best known artists, and for my money, one of Maine's most interesting characters.
The thing about where Eric Hopkins is at this point in his career, he's just turned 70. He talked to me quite a bit about being in what he calls his third chapter, and getting a sense of what that's going to look like for an artist who has a style that's very recognizable. He jokes about being known for his pointy pine tree islands, which are terrific, and people love them for good reason. He's really sort of feeling reflective about what, the next 10, 20, 30 years of his career are going to look like, and branching out and sort of taking what he's known for and building upon it. He's a fascinating guy with a rich sort of inner life and has lived a lot of lives. And I hope people are willing to spend 4,500 words or whatever reading about him, because I really enjoyed the time we spent together.